Good. Hey. Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with the festivities. Beyond exciting to all be back together again, so we want to all keep chatting, visiting, I'm sure, but and banquet and dinner. It's amazing to be back in person. I am so glad I'm not looking at myself on a screen. And be able to gather and just honor our peers and those that have won awards throughout the last couple years that we couldn't gather. Celebrate those that are have achievements and are winning awards this year in 2022. Sponsors for that would be Rossman Orthopedics, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, UPMC, WellSpan Health, and Henry Schein. So without their generosity and support, this would not be possible. So very grateful for all. To the front of the room.
Keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking. To welcome our new inductee, please make your, and you can. I would like to
No, it's not you. It's the mic. It was over.
I'm just waiting for everybody to sit down because Linda's going to do the invocation. I do this before dinner or not. Okay, we're going to go ahead and I just have a few introductory remarks and some recognitions to make. Please, if you want to dive into your salad, I mean, who doesn't want to dive into a salad right away? If you want to dive into your salad, feel free. But I'd just like to take a couple minutes to recognize, for starters, our veterans and active U.S. services members that may be here tonight. So if you are a veteran or an active member of the armed services, if you wouldn't mind rising and being acknowledged for your selfless commitment that we have, or that you have, to our country. So any veterans or active members of the U.S. Armed Services. That speeds up the night, I guess, right? All right. Well, thank you regardless. I know we have some in PATS, so if they're not with us tonight. So tonight, we are here to honor our profession of athletic training and celebrate their accomplishments of the award winners. PATS continues to be state societies due to the efforts of our past and current members. The society continues to be strong due to the foundation that have been built by those that have come before us and the current PATS members. Since we have gathered last, which seems like a long time ago, we have shown strength and resilience in these challenging times. So tonight, we're going to be celebrating those individuals who have demonstrated excellence in athletic training. First, before we start dinner service, I'd just like to recognize some of our past award winners. So anyone present who is a past PATS Scholarship Award winner, would you please stand to be recognized? Also, this year we began awarding a Lifesaver Award, and this went to it did not have to be an athletic trainer. It could be anyone in the athletic training community who could be recognized. So if we have any of our past PATS Lifesaver Award recipients, would you please stand to be recognized? I'm going to clap it up for him anyways. All right, let's go. Any past executive board members, please stand to be recognized. Any past PATS Service Award recipients, please stand and be recognized. Any past PATS Distinguished Merit Awards recipients, please stand to be recognized. And finally, any member of the Pennsylvania Athletic Trainers Hall of Fame, please stand to be recognized. All right. The schedule changed a little bit this year, where we typically have the business meeting prior to the awards banquet, so we usually have our new members that are on the board present at the head table for the banquet. This year, the business meeting is tomorrow towards the end of the day, so we do have our executive board that is in place now, and then our new members will take their seats tomorrow. So at this time, I would just like to thank the executive board for all of their hard work over the year. They're seated up here at the head table. I'm just going to go quickly left to right. We have Jamie Mansell, who is our current secretary, and tomorrow at 5:30, she will be the president-elect. Next to her is Nicole Catano. She is the president-elect and then will assume the president's position tomorrow at the business meeting. And then next to him, the man, the myth, the legend, George Roberts, past president. Unfortunately, a couple members could not be with us tonight. Matt Shelton, Northeast representative, and Hannah Smelser, who's our Northwest representative. They were just unable to attend, so we are thinking of them. Typically, I just said that, so I lost my place on the paperwork there. I would also like to thank our District 2 Director, Tanya Dargish. She is not here yet, I don't think. She's on her way. Okay, yeah, she's on her way. New York always overlaps. Their state meeting with ours. And she was at the New York meeting today, is driving here now, and then she'll be here sometime this evening, and she'll be here tomorrow. So she will be at the business meeting if you'd like to speak with her. But as always, thank you to those efforts that Director Dargish makes. And then without the PATS Convention Committee, we would definitely not be here. So I would like to just take a moment to recognize the Convention Committee. They have once again created and assembled an excellent educational program and evening, and I would like to at this time please ask all of the members of the Convention Committee to please rise and be recognized. All right, at this moment I'm going to ask Linda Mazzola to come up and please give the invocation.
If you all bow your heads, please. Dear Lord, throughout Scripture, special occasions were celebrated by holding a banquet. These were times when your people would come together to eat, fellowship, and enjoy your many blessings. We thank you for this special time of gathering and celebration. We are grateful for this profession, filled with friends and colleagues. Thank you for the friends and family who came to support and encourage these individuals. Without their love and support, this day would not be possible. We thank you for the opportunity to be together in celebration of our award winners and to ask blessings upon each one of them. Father, we ask you to bless this meal and this banquet and all who are nourishing in it. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Enjoy your dinner.
Check 1, 2. Hey, so now you can hear me. What about now? Can you hear me now? Still can't hear me very well? Now it's a little bit better. Anything? Can you hear me when I'm talking right now? Is it cutting out at all? Yeah, it's cutting out. So I mean, if I eat the mic, is that any better? At that point, now it's not.
Coffee, and just continue to enjoy dinner and your dessert. One thing I want to mention before we get started is our Honors and Awards Committee. We had a change in the committee chair over the last year-ish, I think it is. And we also, obviously, were awarding awards a little differently over the last couple years. So I just wanted to recognize all of the hard work from the Honors and Awards Committee, and also Kathleen Knockhazel, who took on the role as chair for Honors and Awards over the last year. It was like starting over. We hadn't done this in a couple years. We all kind of forgot, the flow of things. And Kathleen was really instrumental in getting the evening organized and putting everything together. So a huge thank you to Kathleen Knockhazel and her Honors and Awards Committee. And she looks away. I see you looking away. So we're going to begin this evening with 2 new awards that we are awarding this year. And these awards are bestowed upon, or from the PATS Education or Educators Committee. The first award is the Outstanding Educator Award, which is being presented to Dr. Carolyn Jimenez. Dr. Jimenez is a professor in the Department of Sports Medicine at Westchester University. To quote one of her colleagues, Dr. Carolyn Jimenez is an outstanding educator in so many ways, teaching students in lecture courses, laboratory courses, and clinical experiences, and also serving as a mentor and role model to other athletic trainers and faculty members. She continues to adapt to meet student needs and goes above and beyond in providing student learning opportunities. Congratulations. Our second award tonight goes to the Outstanding Preceptor. This award is going to Mark Grothman, Head Athletic Trainer at Westchester East High School. To quote a colleague of Mark's, Mark serves as a professional role model for his students and shows them what excellent patient-centered healthcare looks like. Providing high-level care in the high school setting has inspired many students who have worked with Mark to seek employment in secondary schools upon graduation. So, congratulations, Mark. At this point, I would like to ask Kathleen to come to the podium, and Kathleen is going to award the student scholarships.
Hello. I also want to take a minute to please thank our Honors and Awards Committee who assisted in the selection of all the winners tonight. Berkey, Joanna Baltz, Julie Ramsey Ernheim, Danielle, and Cecilia Yost. Thank you all very much. Due to the pandemic, the PATS Symposium has been virtual the last couple of years. So this is the first time we've been together. However, we still presented the scholarship winners for 2020 and 2021, and we have welcomed those back to be honored in person today. So those in attendance, when your name is called, please stand and remain standing until all the recipients have been recognized. Our 2020 winners included Riley Horner of Penn State University, Lauren, I'm guessing on this one, I hope it's right, Cianci of Penn State, Madison Miller of Westchester, Kate Cunningham of King's College, and Amy Burquest of East Stroudsburg University. Our 2021 winners were Taylor Davis of Slippery Rock Aaron Gilligan of Westchester, Casey Cole of Lock Haven, Lauren Betts of the University of Pittsburgh, and Abigail Verbecki of Westchester University. Congratulations to all our student award winners from 2020 and 2021. All award winner recipients, please remain until the end of the banquet, at which time we will take photos of you with your award namesake. So to present the 2022 PATS Student Scholarship Awards, I ask our very esteemed award namesakes to come forward and join the PATS President, Shelley. And you're all here. Thank you so much. You're all here. We will be presenting 5 undergrad student scholarship awards, each worth $2,000. Our committee was very impressed by the athletic training student applicants who excel not only academically but also clinically and in the areas of leadership and service. Applicants were nominated and recommended by athletic trainers and university leaders. They were reviewed and evaluated by the Honors and Awards Committee, and we interviewed them each this morning. Please refer to your program booklet to review some of their accomplishments. Our first award to be presented this evening is the NATA District 2 Joe Izzy Scholarship Award. PATS Hall of Famer Joe Izzy has been the head athletic trainer at Cheyenne University, Philadelphia University, and most recently Downingtown High School. He works tirelessly for the profession and has been in many professional leadership roles at the state, district, and national levels. Most significantly, it is impressive how many students have said Joe has mentored them and how he has helped mold and shape their careers and their lives. The NATA District 2 Joe Izzy Award goes to Jessica Schmidt. Jessica will be graduating in May of 2023 from Westchester University. Her plans are to work in the college setting to help athletes heal through their injuries and help manage their mental health. Celebrating with Jessica today are her parents, Julie and Scott Schmidt. Congratulations, Jessica. Our second award is the PATS Otho Davis Scholarship Award. PATS believes that the strength of the society is derived from the membership and the values we uphold. These values include possessing a deep passion for the athletic training profession, holding the highest professional standards by practicing moral and ethical behaviors, valuing camaraderie and collaboration, and exhibiting adaptive, flexible, and creative solutions. Otho Davis was the principal individual in helping establish these principles, and it was his bold vision that helped organize the athletic trainers in the Commonwealth to ultimately form the Pennsylvania Athletic Trainers Society. The PATS Incorporated Otho Davis Scholarship Award goes to Megan Health. Megan will continue for one more year at Moravian University, working with the Penn State University football team. She will graduate with a master's degree in athletic training May of 2023. Celebrating with Megan today is her mom, Mary, and her boyfriend, Rob. Congratulations. Our third scholarship award is named in the honor of Cecilia Yost. Cecilia was the first athletic trainer from the secondary school setting and first female to be named PATS president. Because of her and other visionaries like her, the path for women was forged to ascend the ladder in athletic training, and she has always strived to be a mentor and a resource for our young professionals seeking to grow within our profession. The Cecilia Yost Scholarship Award goes to Alyssa Stetler. Alyssa has recently graduated with a bachelor's in athletic training, and her parents will be happy to know that she already has a job with Geisinger Health System, working at her alma mater, Bloomsburg High School. She also plans to continue her education pursuing a master's degree in sports psychology and performance enhancement with injury prevention at California University. Celebrating with Alyssa today are her classmates from King's and class preceptors. Congratulations. The next award is the Richard M. Burkholder Scholarship Award. Berkey is an untiring servant of the profession and the athletes he attends to. 62 years and counting at Carlisle High School. The award named in his honor is given to a student who has a desire and eagerness to gain knowledge, not only in the classroom, but also through observation skills and how those skills and knowledge can be used to evaluate early health problems and apply them to treat the athlete. Like Berkey, the person awarded this scholarship should have a great sense of humor and be committed to helping others in the profession. And we feel we found his perfect match in Nathan Ritzman. Nathan has one more year at Slippery Rock University. He'll graduate with a master's degree in athletic training. And Nathan is a big foodie. Celebrating with Nathan today are his classmates and preceptors.
Good job. All right, here we go. Thank you.
They started trading jokes during the interview, so we definitely knew we had it right. Our final award is the Philip Donnelly Scholarship Award. The Philip B. Donnelly Award seeks to distinguish the student who's dedicated to the profession, a person who not only distinguishes him or herself academically, but more importantly, clinically and through volunteerism. It is the student who is well-rounded and has shown he or she can go the extra mile, not just what has been assigned to them throughout their curriculum. The final award this evening, receiving the Philip B. Donnelly Award, is Caitlin Fulton. And as most athletic trainers, Caitlin is the true overachiever. She is already a PhD physical therapist, and she has one more year at King's College. She'll graduate in May 2023 with a master's in athletic training. She plans to collaborate both her PT and AT degree to work with high-level athletes. And if anyone knows of any positions, her ultimate goal is to work with women's professional basketball. Celebrating with Caitlin today are Greg Janik, Tim Kowalczyk, and Dave Marchetti. I will now turn the microphone back over to Shelley.
The George chair.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jean. We're going to begin tonight with the service awards. The PATS Service Award is given to recognize those individuals who have been dedicated and loyal in their service to the society and have made contributions that have greatly impacted its members. Honorees must have demonstrated direct or indirect service for a minimum of 5 years in the areas, but not limited to, committee work, special projects, liaison to allied groups with significant results, commercial ventures that benefit the society, establishment of programs to benefit the health care of athletes in the Commonwealth, and any other service that is deemed to be significant by a board member or one of the constituents of the board. Tonight, will honor 4 such individuals in 2022, 1 from 2021, and 1 from 2020 that are deserving of this award. The 2021 award winner was Guy Sancholi, and 2020 was Rebecca Mokris. Both award recipients, yeah, let's clap it up. Both award recipients received their award during the respective virtual symposiums that we held. However, we ask that they please stand to be recognized at this time. So, our 2022 Service Award winners, we're going to start tonight with Rich Birdie. As you can see from Rich's bio in the program booklet, he has served several roles within PATS. He currently serves as the PATS Corporate Relations Co-Chair. He is the Department of Health Concussion Education Workgroup member, the District 2 representative for the NATA Career Advancement Committee. Rich possesses a passion for athletic training and mentoring students. His first PATS leadership role was actually the PATS Young Professionals Committee Chair. As chair, he implemented a mentorship program to inspire communication among seasoned athletic trainers and young professionals. Rich currently resides in the greater Philadelphia area with his fiancée, Courtney, and their dog, Bailey. The Executive Board would like to thank Rich for his commitment to service to PATS. Thank you and congratulations, Rich. Rich.
Did you want to speak? You can if you want.
All right, well, I wasn't prepared for this, so we'll just we'll go from there. Just want to say thank you to everyone that's ever helped me to get to this position, namely Yvette Ingram, Linda Mazzoli, Kyle Harris, Dave Marchetti. Those are some of the ones that have really hit home for me. Service awards are never able to be achieved if you don't have people pushing you. So I just want to thank all of you, and any young professionals, please let me know if you ever want to talk. Be happy to help. And hopefully one day you're in these situations talking without any, form of, I don't even know. Yeah, but just thank you for everyone, and let me know if anybody needs any help. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Our second award recipient, unfortunately, is not able to be with us tonight. She's actually in a wedding. I can't believe she went to the wedding instead of coming here. But she's actually going to be with us tomorrow, so we are going to be able to award her the award tomorrow at the business meeting. However, I do want to read and let you all know about about Dr. Mercedes Himmons, so that we can honor her here tonight as well. Dr. Mercedes Himmons is our second service award winner tonight. She has service to the profession, including leading the PATS Inclusivity and Diversity Committees and serving on the PATS Update Committee, which is our quarterly newsletter. At the conclusion of the NATA convention this year, Dr. Himmons will become the District 2 EDAC representative. Mercedes also provides health care at the Pennsylvania Special Olympics. The Executive Board would like to thank Mercedes for her commitment to serve PATS, as well as her numerous initiatives advancing our profession. Like I said, she's unable to be with us tonight due to the wedding obligation, but she will be honored tomorrow during the PATS business meeting. Our third recipient tonight is also unable to attend, and that would be Jeff Shields. Jeff has been a constant presence within PATS, having served the society in a variety of roles. He has served as Governmental Affairs Chair, Golf Committee Chair, Corporate Sponsorship Chair, Public Relations Chair, Cord Chair, I feel like I'm in a furniture store, the Hall of Fame Committee, and the Young Professional, and he served as a mentor for that Young Professionals program we just spoke of. His efforts have been recognized with numerous awards and accolades, as you can see from his bio in the program booklet. The Executive Board would like to thank Jeff for his commitment and service to PATS. He's unable to attend tonight due to a family obligation, so we will graciously award this to him when we can see him, or we will send this to him in the mail. Our final service award recipient is here. Woo. Our final service award recipient tonight is Jesse Townsend. As you can see from his bio in the program booklet, Jesse lives our society values. He is a role model and mentor not only to the staff he serves, but also within the athletic training community. Jesse began his service to PATS in 2010 while serving on the newly created Technology Committee. The following year, he became a co-chair of that committee, and he has then since been chairing the Technology Committee since 2018. Throughout the years of being involved in the PATS Technology Committee, Jesse has helped create the first Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube accounts. He developed social media guidelines, has provided analytics and support for the National Athletic Training Month initiatives, and has assisted with the production of concussion video projects. The Executive Board would like to thank Jesse for his commitment and service to PATS.
There are advantages to working with Kathleen because I am prepared for the speech. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the members of the Technology Committee. Really, this award is for all of you. I have a great committee. I joined the newly formed committee after recommendation from Guy Santuoli in 2010, and then co-chaired it with Lindsay for a few years. We created the new Facebook and Twitter accounts when the board at the time wanted to approve every post that we were going to make because we had no idea what could happen in the social media space. Now, with the help of Devin Kaler, we have a form for committees to submit content, and we post regularly without the need for permission. And thankfully, things never got ugly on any of our social media accounts. Let's just hope it stays that way. Thanks to Ashley Shutak for her work on the Twitter account. Ashley came up for the idea of Funny Fridays, which is oftentimes one of our most popular posts. Thanks to Phil Hensler and Adam Richmond for bringing their vision of the PATS podcast to reality. I'm amazed with what they've done with the PATS podcast and what they've accomplished. Thanks to Amy Agalu and Jessica Johns for their well thought out suggestions. I always have trusted their perspectives on everything. And also, I'm just lucky to be surrounded by great coworkers. And as we say, teamwork makes the dream work. Thanks to Bill Ankrum, Southwest rep, coworker, and a friend, for his mentorship and support. And to all the current and former board members for their leadership and direction. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Amy, who's always by my side, and my mom and dad for all the love they've given me throughout life and setting me up for success. Thank you.
So our next award will be recognition of the Distinguished Merit Award. The Distinguished Merit Award is given to a certified athletic trainer who has been in practice in Pennsylvania for a minimum of 10 years and demonstrates distinguished professional achievement in that practice of athletic training in their respective employment setting. On behalf of PATS, we honor 2 deserving athletic trainers today who have demonstrated excellence in their primary field of practice and for fostering a positive influence on patients, students, athletes, administrators, and organizations for which they provide their valuable service. Our first recipient was awarded the Distinguished Merit Award back in 2020. However, we invited him back this year so he could formally accept his award and celebrate with us in person today. Scott DeVore was our 2020 Distinguished Merit Award recipient. Scott received his Bachelor of Science in Sports Medicine with an emphasis in athletic training from Mercyhurst College in Erie, Pennsylvania. Scott then pursued his Master of Arts in Health, Physical Education, and Recreation with an emphasis in athletic training at Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan. He began his professional career at Juniata College in Huntington, Pennsylvania as the head athletic trainer and head men's and women's track and field coach. Scott also has served as an athletic trainer in a physician setting and co-founded and is co-owner of the Athletic Training Room, LLC. He has extensive experience providing athletic health care for the PIAA state championships and various sports, District 6 wrestling championships, Woodward Extreme Sports and Gymnastics Camp, Keystone State Games, Special Olympics, and the State College Youth Ice Hockey. I was tired just saying that. DeVore has been a member of NATA since 1990 and a member of PATS since 1992. He has served many roles at the state level, including PATS Convention Committee, PATS Ad Hoc Clinical and Industrial Chair, PATS Committee on Revenue Co-Chair, the PATS North Central Representative, PATS Governmental Affairs Committee, and a PATS Concussion Subcommittee. Congratulations, Scott.
Did it from I'm sorry. Oops. Hello. Sorry. Very thankful to be here. This is like a award that was 2 years in coming. It's so nice to be here and see people I haven't seen for like 2 years. It's been awesome. First, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. All glory to Him for me to even be here. I'm blessed to be what I'm doing as a professional each and every day. Thank Larry Cooper and AJ Duffy for nomination and for the board to give an opportunity to come here and accept it. Thank my school district, who I've been, it'll be 30 years next year. I've been really blessed to be there. Great community. It's like a big family. Most of them my wife, who puts up with, like the rest of us, our long hours, being away from family and being away from things. But I'm just thankful just to be here and an opportunity to continue to serve on this great profession. So thank you very much.
Our next Distinguished Merit Award recipient for 2022 is Rebecca Mokris. Dr. Rebecca Mokris has been a certified athletic trainer for just over 20 years. In her years as a certified athletic trainer, she has worked to continually develop young athletic trainers and to provide a resource of education to help drive clinical practice in the Erie community. Becky has been a faculty member at Gannon University for the past 8 years, serving as an assistant professor, associate professor, and program director of the Professional Masters in Athletic Training program. Prior to her employment as an educator, Becky held the role as a clinical athletic trainer and assistant professor in a non-teaching role at Edinburgh University for almost 10 years. Throughout her time as an educator, Becky has mentored various research projects with students that have resulted in national poster presentations and publications. She has guest lectured for several athletic training student groups, provided specialty lectures to the Doctor of Physical Therapy program, and spoken and written on various sports medicine topics to local media outlets in the Erie and Pittsburgh region. She has also presented on athletic training topics at the state, regional, and national level. Beyond mentoring students within the athletic training program at Gannon, Becky has served in different leadership positions within the PATS organization. Her role with PATS began as the PATS newsletter chair in 2006. Since then, Becky has served 2 consecutive terms for 6 years as the Northwest Regional Representative on the Executive Board. Currently, Becky serves as the PATS chair of the Continuing Education Committee, and in 2020, Becky received the PATS Service Award for her outstanding contributions in service. Becky continues to serve her profession through her role on the BOC Professional Practice and Discipline Committee and the Exam Development Committee. Additionally, Becky serves as a peer reviewer for the Journal of Athletic Training, Education, and SAGE Open Access journals. Thank you and congratulations, Becky.
All right, well, thank you very much. I'll try to keep this brief, don't worry. Thank you to the Executive Board and all of the committees that serve PATS and all the hard work that it takes to run the society. We're very, very thankful for all the work you're doing. To say that this is a humbling honor probably doesn't quite capture how I'm feeling about this award tonight. Very much, this is not a reflection of the things that I have done as much as a recognition of those that have shaped my personal and professional life throughout the years. So thank you very much for all of those that have been involved. So many times I've been at this banquet listening to the award winners speak about their experiences, and as I was thinking tonight about the 3 to 5 minutes that I have for tonight, I was wondering what was I going to say. So I realized that all of this award ceremony has some themes over the years that I've picked up on, and most of those are all center around mentorship, friendship, and a mutual respect for collegial discourse and idea sharing. And by that I mean, loudly sharing ideas at some times. I can think of a couple in particular. I truly believe with all of my heart that the AT professionals are some of the most caring and selfless people that I have ever met. And no question that I've ever had went unanswered if I asked, whether I liked the answer or not. And people are always willing to step in and lend a hand with no questions asked. And that and the ability to listen and rant are pretty unparalleled, in my opinion, in any other profession that I've ever encountered. So this support structure has really been an invaluable experience that I will carry with me forever. So thank you all that have helped with that. I would also like to thank those past and current athletic trainers that I've worked with during my career. Julie, I'd like to thank you for giving my first opportunity to volunteer at PATS as a newsletter chair. And from then on, working with the executive board for 6 years has really been a great influence in my life, working with so many passionate people fighting to better the society. I'd like to take a big shout out to my golfing crew. Woohoo! Thank you. Where I have shared so many laughs. It truly is wonderful to be with all of you every year. And also to Gary Hanna, who has been my mentor and friend all of the years and has helped to introduce me to volunteering opportunities over the years. Super appreciate that. And also one of my nearest and dearest friends for the rest of my life. So thank you so much. And finally, to my family, who have sacrificed time away from me while I've traveled to fulfill these opportunities. It is truly through you that I have tried to do my best and to make you proud. I am so lucky to be surrounded by all of your love and support. So thank you all so much for this wonderful honor.
Before we move on to the Hall of Fame induction, we just want to recognize the outgoing members of the PATS Executive Board. We have two that couldn't be with us tonight, Hannah Smelser, who's the Northwest representative, and Nate Nestor, who is the parliamentarian. However, we have two that could be here with us tonight. So I would like to recognize Bill Fry for his years of service to the Executive Board. Bill has served as the North Central representative for 6 years. He holds the record for an election with the most ties at 4. I thought it was a joke when they kept saying, you gotta go again. And he also has the coolest nickname on the board, which is Dollar Dollar Bill, so that we can distinguish the two bills. So, Bill, thank you for all of your time, your dedication, your commitment, your amazing Christmas sweaters that you would wear. And please come on up and receive your certificate.
You'd think I'd figured out by now. Absolutely fine. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
I should say, too, we typically give outgoing board members a plaque, but they do have the option to donate the cost of said plaque to the Student Scholarship Committee, and all 4 of our outgoing board members opted for that this year. So, thank you. Yeah. Our next outgoing board member, he too has terms of endearment when it comes to names for me. Super G, Jorge, George, and usually just G. When I text him, it's just a G. So George Roberts has served this second time around for the past 6 years on the executive board and is the outgoing past president. He has brought us wisdom. He has brought us a lot of laughs. He has also brought us a lot of Georgisms, as I call them, which I'm going to hang on to and probably publish a book someday with his sayings that sometimes we would have to like decipher what he was saying. I'm like, I don't know what that means to give a tuna fish mayonnaise. I'm like, what does that mean? Like keep going? Or so I think we'll get a book together someday. So George, thank you for all of your years of service. We greatly appreciate it, and we will miss you as well. I'll get the hook.
I was told yesterday that I could say a few words, and so I'll say a few. It's been my honor to serve. I would like to make 2 announcements. First of all, the raffle tickets that we are selling, we will continue to sell them tomorrow. We are somewhere north of $800 that we've raised for Sal and Jimmy down at the Flyers, and if you'd like to contribute, we'll be selling again tomorrow. And you can get hockey pucks and sticks and things like that. My second announcement is this. For posterity, archives, whatever, I'd like to put together a group of OGs for a picture over here after the banquet tonight. Now, if you don't know what an OG is, then you probably need to be in the picture. So anybody that's about my age or older, or if you, I don't want to offend anybody, but if you consider yourself to be an OG, please join us tonight, and Phil will take a picture, and it will be put into our archives. Just, if you don't know me, you might not know that I like to have a lot of fun. And my family sent me a text to make sure that I didn't have any visible boogers when I got up here in front of you tonight. So hopefully I don't. But really all I want to do is thank this particular board. This is the hardest working and most dedicated, I'm sorry, but as I get older, I tend to cry more, but it's like when I was a baby. They are the hardest working, most dedicated people I have ever worked with. And they're working for you, as are the other board members that I've had the time to serve with. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of your group. And finally, the last thing I want to do is thank you as members for giving me the opportunity to serve the profession that I grew up in. The first PATS meeting, official PATS meeting, as far as I know, may have been in this very room. It was in this hotel. It was in 1978. And if that's not true, then I just made that all up. The first PATS meeting was actually in Boston. And that was the initial, the first actual state meeting for PATS was here in 1978.
So Bear closed it down.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of history involved here, and there's been a lot of dedicated people, people sitting here who the goal at that time was to get a State Practice Act. We have that. We almost have a new modified State Practice Act, something that we are all very proud of. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity for the last 40 years to be a part of that. Thank you.
All right. I get a little break. At this moment, I would like to turn the microphone over to the PATS Hall of Fame Chair and Famer, Julie Ramsey Emrine, to introduce our next award recipient.
Service, dedication, and tireless devotion to the athletic training profession describes our Hall of Fame inductee this evening, Neil Curtis. During Neil's career, he has been a role model for the service to PATS and to the athletic training profession. Neil's service to PATS dates back 28 years to the year 1994, when he first served on the PATS Education Committee. Neil has also served as a chairperson of the PATS Research Committee for the past 26 years, a member of the PATS work group to create a speakers bureau, a member of the PATS strategic planning sessions with committee chairs, and he's volunteered his time numerous times at the PATS Hike to Harrisburg and the NATA month in New York City. Neil is the recipient of the 2018 NATA Most Distinguished Athletic Training Award, the 2017 Westchester University Academic Advising Appreciation Award, the 2015 EATA Presidential Recognition Award, and the 2010 NATA Athletic Training Service Award. At the national level, Neil was elected as board member for the BOC, a position that he's held since 2017. He was appointed chair of the Eastern Athletic Trainers Association Scholarship Committee from 1997 to 2019, 22 consecutive years. He is a continuing education column editor for the International Journal of Athletic Therapy and Training, formerly Athletic Training Today, for the past 25 years. He is a member of the editorial board, International Journal of Athletic Therapy and Training, formerly Athletic Therapy Today, for the past 27 years. He is also an article reviewer for numerous athletic training journals. Exploring the vast number of publications, presentations, workshops, and projects that Neil has been directly involved with, as well as his positive influence on the education of his students at Westchester University and all of his peers, it is evident that Neil is committed and passionate about education. Neil states that his greatest accomplishment has been his interactions and relations with hundreds of athletic training students during his career, mostly for the past 28 years at Westchester University. He states that the ability to play a small part and share my passion for the profession of athletic training with so many students and colleagues over the years has really been a true blessing and an accomplishment. Neil's co-worker at Westchester University, Lyndon Kean, states that Dr. Curtis's contributions to the profession of athletic training are significant and very substantial. It is hard to imagine how he has balanced his roles of a professor of athletic training researcher, clinical athletic trainer, and service leader in athletic training for the past 30 years. Greg Janik, Neil's PATS colleague, states, honestly, Dr. Curtis's most significant contribution as an athletic trainer is his humility and his ability to do everything with the highest of integrity. He is accountable and he has the strongest moral character. I truly cannot say enough good things about Dr. Curtis. Any one of his many contributions have been incredibly impactful to his profession, to his institution, to his colleagues, his peers, his patients, and his neighbors. Dr. Curtis is truly a remarkable man that has served Pennsylvania in so many leadership roles, participated in so many athletic training activities, civic services, and all of which have contributed to the betterment of the athletic training profession. In addition to the numerous aforementioned items, Neil has volunteered for the Community Volunteers in Medicine in Westchester, Pennsylvania. He's done this since 2015. This organization provides free coordinated health care to low-income individuals in the Chester County region of Pennsylvania. Neil dedicates at least 4.5 hours a week throughout the year to this organization. Joining Neil this evening is his wife Deborah and his daughter Maddie, his close friends Jim Gossett and Gail Samperl, and numerous other Westchester colleagues that are here to celebrate his special evening. Neil, you embody the definition of the Hall of Fame. Your service to the athletic training profession and your service to others. It is with great honor and pleasure that I present to you Neil Curtis for induction into the Pennsylvania Athletic Training Hall of Fame 2021.
Thank you, Julie. The over-under for crying is maybe 3.5 minutes. But thank you. So some of that bio was from 1.5 years ago, so I wrote the first half of it, I think. But I've never heard the words of Lindsay and Greg until just now, so I'm a little overwhelmed right now. So it's truly humbling for me to receive this wonderful recognition. Thank you, Julie, for that wonderful introduction. I'm actually the 2021 recipient, as I was saying, and was notified more than 1 year ago, but opted to wait to be formally recognized when we could be in person, and I'm truly glad that we did. It's just amazing to meet in person again. It's really the first large meeting I've been to in person since COVID. So congratulations to all the award recipients tonight, well deserved. I'll start with a few thank yous, knowing I will surely forget to mention someone that is deserving. And even though I speak in front of classrooms all the time and I've spoken in front of large groups, I'm always a nervous public speaker. So thank you, as was said before, to the PATS Executive Board, the PATS committees, especially the Convention Committee and the Hall of Fame and Honors and Awards committees. It's a lot of work to put on a meeting like this, and thank you. I have made lifelong best friends from attending events like this. Gail Samperl, who is here tonight, and Sarah Brown, who could not be here tonight, started out as my NATA convention buddies. I knew them barely through some BU connections, and we've become lifelong friends, and for decades, more than 30, almost 30 years now. Thank you. Thank you to Lindsay and Greg Janik for initiating my application for this honor. I had no idea that they did it. And like I said, till tonight, I never even heard their words. Thank you to Joe, Izzy, and AJ Duffy, all PATS Hall of Famers, who for writing letters of support. Thank you to my first boss and dear friend, Jim Gossett, who took a chance on a young athletic trainer just out of grad school and hired me as an athletic trainer at Columbia University in 1984. So I worked for 9 years and then moved to Pennsylvania in 1993. So I had Jim as an involved mentor, EATA member. He was the president of the New York Society. He was a BOC volunteer. He, as a new athletic trainer, he just said, come on, we're going to Montclair State to give the exam, be an examiner. Or, all right, you're on the EATA scholarship committee, and then I was on it for almost 30 years. You've heard, until just 2 years ago, really, I gave away a lot of money in my volunteer years. So almost 30 years at the EATA scholarship committee, and about 20-something years on the PATS research committee. I try to add up all that money, but it's over close to $500,000 probably of scholarships and research. So thank you, Jim. I have had so many colleagues and mentors, friends and students and family who have been great examples of giving back and volunteerism. I will be entering, so you said, Julie said 28, but that was a year and a half ago when I wrote that. So I'll be entering my 30th year at Westchester University in August, so I just completed my 29th as an athletic trainer and athletic training educator. I noticed as my picture went by, it had my title on there. It said program director. That's a mistake. It should say athletic trainer. Everybody's name tag should be athletic trainer. I know we all have other roles, but that's what we're all at these meetings for, athletic trainer. So Sandy Folks-Godak, Carolyn Jimenez got to Westchester a year or two before me, and I've been there for my whole time at Westchester University. Thank you for being a colleague and mentor, sounding board, office adjacent, screaming across the hallways, listening to the bathroom next door. Thank you. When we began at Westchester, the three of us, Joe Godak and Brad Taylor, were the leaders of the WCU AT program and provided great examples of serving the profession and being outstanding educators and clinicians. I think Joe at the time was the District 2 director, so there was little, and he said, all right, you're on the board of athletic therapy today. That was 1994. I'm still on the board of which is now IJAT&T. Some of you have taken those quizzes for CEUs. I wrote those questions. So thank you to my other current and recent colleagues at WCU, Catherine Morrison, Dan Baer, Nikki Catano, Allison Gardner-Shire, Scott Heinrichs, Lindsay Keenan, Emily Duckett, Wendy Showers, John Smith, Art Bartolozzi, and Matt Hay. Many of them are here tonight. Thank you. To the almost 1,000 or maybe more, I can't keep track, of AT students who went through our AT programs. Many are here from the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. Thank you for trusting us with your college educations. You know, 3 WCU alumni will be recognized at the NATA meeting in Philadelphia as NATA Hall of Famers. They all started before I got there, but they're all people we're proud of, like all WCU alumni. And George is one of them, by the way. Congratulations, George. The reputation of the program started by Phil Donnelly as the first in Pennsylvania and the 5th in the country over 50 years ago, and joined by Joe and Brad, and then my current colleagues who continue to carry this on. It's been you never know when your next job is your last job. So in the 9 years before Westchester, I had 3 jobs. And then I get a phone call saying, you should apply for this job, from one of my Columbia connections who went to Westchester a year or 2 before me, and as they say, the rest is history. Thanks also to the WCU coaches, athletic administrators, staff, faculty, and student athletes I was privileged to work with and provide health care to. Thanks also to my colleagues on the BOC board, the best volunteer experience that I've ever had, and I've done a lot of volunteering. and it's a wonderful experience. I have another year to go on that. And the many other volunteer committee members over the years. And you make lifelong friends from volunteering, and I'm jumping ahead. So I've now spent just about half my life in Pennsylvania. If you did the math, you can tell I recently turned 60. So let me quote Steve Rogers, who was asked, "What makes you so special?" Can we go early? I can be done. No, fire alarm. Oh, was that a phone or a fire alarm? Wait, let me go back. Some of you know who Steve Rogers is. The rest of you who will find out in a minute. I know, Maddie, you know. Thank you for making me watch all the Marvel movies during COVID. One of the benefits of COVID, I'm going off on a tangent, was we watched every Marvel movie in sequence. And we were done in 2 months thinking COVID would be over. And it was another year and a half. If you haven't done it, I recommend you do it, especially if you have a child who, or anyone who's interested in those movies. Anyway, back to Steve Rogers, who was asked, what makes you so special? And he replied, "I'm just a kid from Brooklyn." Like Captain America, I am also just a kid from Brooklyn. Can you tell from my accent? I hope maybe not. Some people guess New England, but it's not. It's Brooklyn, born and raised. Unlike Captain America, oh wait, I skipped a line. I'm a kid from Brooklyn who somehow is now a Phillies fan. Sorry, Mets. Unlike Captain America, I do not have any superpowers, but I've taken opportunities to use the powers that I have to make an impact. One of my goals up here was not to cry, but as some of you may know, it doesn't take much for me to shed a tear. I pretty much cried every Tuesday night the last few months when I watched the final season of the television show, This Is Us. I know some of you did too. If not, it's binge-worthy. The other thank yous that I've saved till now are where my tears may begin. They are from my family. Two are here tonight, my wife Deb and my daughter Maddie. Thank you also to my mom, my mother and brother who could not be here tonight, and my dad. My father died just as COVID exploded in March 2020. It's weird to say this, but we were lucky enough to have a funeral because it was literally March 8th or 9th and everything exploded the next day or two. And my mom and dad raised two sports-crazed boys in Brooklyn, New York, even though neither of my parents had any interest or knowledge about any sport. My mom would just watch sports so she could talk to me about sports. They supported me all the way and are proud parents. I owe my first athletic training job at Columbia to my mother. She was working at Barclays Bank in New York City just as I was finishing my master's degree at the University of Arizona. After receiving many rejection letters, and again, these are letters that come in the mail. We had our walls were taped with rejection letters. And I had one job offer from a high school in Miami, Florida. And my mom calls me and says, "There's a job at Columbia." I'm like, "How do you know, Mom?" She was LinkedIn and Indeed.com way before the internet existed. She just happened to work with the wife of a football coach who said, "Hey, they're looking for my mom's always bragging, just like a lot of parents do, so everybody probably knew what I was doing. Even though she didn't really know what I was doing, she knew the title. She said, so I applied for the job. A week later, I'm at preseason football camp, falling asleep on an incline bench press. Remember that, Jim? And I got the job, and as they say, the rest is history. So there I go off on another tangent. I think I was thanking my family. My former students should be very familiar with my tangents. But back to my thank you to my daughter and wife. Maddie, I will not make you stand up, but you should. All right, stand up. Stand up. Look at that. All right, sit back down. She just finished her first year at the University of Pittsburgh. Thank you for being a wonderful daughter and inspiration. I could not be prouder of you. You spent many days on the soccer sidelines with me as a kid. I cherish those and many other moments. Thank you to my wife, Deb. in my phone contact, love of my life, Deb. We will be celebrating our 10th anniversary next month. You are the piece to our family puzzle we desperately needed. I desperately needed. I would not be standing here tonight without you, both of you. I promised Julie I wouldn't take too long. How am I with time? All right. She's like, I feel like Jim Valvano if you haven't seen that speech. What are they going to do? I know we're running ahead of schedule, first time ever for a banquet like this. I've been to many EATA and PATS banquets, and they never end on time. So this leads me to a few takeaway messages from my almost 40 years in athletic training. They're in no particular order. So number one, do not miss life for work. Be prouder for missing work for life, not life for work. I'll just leave it at that. We hear, and I think everybody gets what I mean by that. It's not a badge of honor. Miss work for life. Number two, everyone has a story. You may know some of it or none of it, but remember, that story shapes the person, the athlete, the patient, and as an athletic trainer, the healthcare professional they trust the most. Some or all of that story will influence the outcome of that patient. That's not new. It's always been that way. Now there's different terminology for that, but know the story. You heard a little bit about my story, my family. Some of you are doing the math. You know, my daughter's in college. My 10th anniversary is soon. That doesn't seem to add up. So you could be surmised, some of you know the story, some of you knew the story and forgot the story, some of you don't know me at all. So you could be thinking, well, how did this come about, you know? There's about a 9-year gap. So here's some more of my story. Maddie's mother, my deceased wife, Wendy, was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer when she was about 30 weeks pregnant with Maddie. Maddie was delivered prematurely at about 32 weeks to allow for the treatment of Wendy's cancer. Maddie was about 4 pounds at birth. Look at her now. She was pretty much the healthiest baby in the neonatal intensive care unit at Jefferson. She was supposed to be delivered at Chester County Hospital. Wendy and Maddie both came home from the hospital about 4 weeks after the birth date, about the beginning of April. Her due date was a month later, Wendy continued to receive treatment for her cancer. As Maddie was a thriving infant. Wendy's condition worsened, and she died a few days after Maddie's first birthday in 2004. Some of you knew my story, like I said, most of you did not. So remember, everyone has a story. Don't pry, but as an athletic trainer, we are often in the position to know our patients before they are our patients. They trust us. Ask them their story when appropriate. Even if it might not be appropriate, you can always say, just say, tell me about your day. I do it every day at every practice I go to. There's not a day that I'm at practice that I don't ask somebody something as simple as that. This brings me back to number one. Do not miss life for work. Easier said than done, I know. As an athletic trainer, you know, and other jobs, we're not the only profession where you do miss some life for work. But after Wendy's death, the outpouring of care and love allowed me to not miss life for work when I was a solo parent. It's a blur now. It's hard to believe it's been 18 years. Hard to even remember some of the details. But athletic trainers, most of them I knew, some I never knew at all. And others from all over the country provided support, especially my colleagues at Westchester University, my family and friends and neighbors and former students. They allowed me to not miss life for work, and I am forever grateful for that. It allowed me to stay involved as a volunteer in athletic training. Without this support, I would not be receiving this recognition tonight. Thank you. Stand up. Thank you. All right, you can sit down now. So, I don't know what number I'm up to, but I have number 4, so I'll say number 4. You must take care of yourself to most effectively take care of others. I learned this. It took me a while to do this for myself, but I did. Your health, physical and mental, is essential for your own personal well-being, and without having your own personal well-being, you can't be the best care provider that you need to be. I give this advice to colleagues, student athletes, and AT students regularly. It's easy to say, hard to act on, as many of us know. Know the resources available and utilize those for your personal and professional needs. Number 5, I think I already said, attend live events. You will make lifelong friends. I hope to see you all in Philadelphia. We're lucky enough it's close by for all of us. I hope to see all our WCU friends and alumni at our delayed 50th year celebration in June, and other events. I went to a local, sports medicine conference that was smaller than this, and it was just seeing people is invigorating. Number 6, get involved. Let your voice be heard. Vote, not just in athletic training, but in your communities. Write your legislators. We need your help now getting the bill passed. It's not going to be easy. Volunteer. You will meet great people and increase your network. Just going to hike to Harrisburg, which I've done a few times. You meet people and you just create new relationships, and you help the profession, and it helps you by helping others. You'll learn new skills, make new friends, some for a lifetime. It will lead to other opportunities. You never know. You never know when or where. Number 7, which is related, is networking is always happening. You never know when your mother will be working with a family member of a football coach who knows about a job. Even though now we have the internet and the Google and the Facebook and Indeed and those other things, you never anticipate that your former students will become your bosses. One of my former students is my dean. One is my chairperson. See number 5 and 6 above. Go to live events. Introduce yourself to people. Get involved. Volunteer. Number 8, make the personal connection. This may vary based on your work setting. As an athletic trainer in college athletics most of my career, people often ask me, who is your favorite team or what is your favorite sport? I am a lover of all sports. Ask my family, they know. I can watch almost any sport on TV and enjoy it, from fencing to equestrian to the more traditional sports. I think I've watched more baseball in the last 4 weeks and I watch a ton of baseball. I've watched at least 50 hours of Westchester University baseball in the last 3 weeks. And it was a joy, actually. It was a little hot and rainy. Right, Joe? Up and down Cardiac Hill? Joe was with me for at least one of those doubleheaders. So what's my favorite sport? The simple answer, it's the team that I have the personal connection with. I couldn't, 20 years ago, I wouldn't watch soccer much. But when I work with the women's soccer team at Westchester University, there's no team that I want to do well and be safe than the team you're working with at that time. That's my favorite sport right now because that's the team I work most closely with. It's not soccer that I love, it's the personal relationships with the members of the team, not just the student athletes, but everyone involved, from the grounds crew to the equipment people to the coaches and to my colleagues. Really, it's all WCU teams. I don't work that closely with baseball, but I was watching on my computer for 4 hours last night when we got eliminated from the World Series. And the Phillies game was on 4 hours before that, so it was 8 hours straight. It was Columbia football in the 80s, right, Jim? We lost 44 games in a row. Jim was at every one of those. I was at most of them. But every game, I felt like, I feel like we could win this game. And wouldn't it be the best feeling in the world when we did? And it was the year after I left, I was listening to it on the radio. I hopped on the subway and went up to 218th Street, and I was there when we beat Princeton, and they carried the goalposts down from 218th Street to 116th Street. And it was just an amazing feeling. So, my favorite teams are the ones you have the personal connection with. They're where my former students work or colleagues work as an AT. Then when they don't work there, they're not my favorite team anymore. So, I might be losing my connection with the Phillies. But now I'm hooked, I think. I don't know. But I became interested because Westchester-related people were working with the Phillies. You know, some of you might have seen the new Adam Sandler movie. I haven't seen it yet. But I just read this on my Twitter feed when I wasn't paying attention at one of the sessions today. Sorry about that. But we all do it a little bit. So Adam Sandler, who just released this movie about being a scout for the Sixers, he spent a year and a half with the Sixers making this movie. And his quote was, "Now that I'm buddies with you guys," meaning the Sixers, "of course I'm going to be pulling for you." And that was what Adam Sandler said when they asked him about, is he going to switch his allegiance from the Knicks, which he grew up in New York City as well. Or I think he did. I'm not sure about that. When he said about the Sixers, and I said, oh, I can add that to my talk tonight. So, make the personal connection. That was my last number. So, I will end this from the Tuesday night tearjerker I mentioned before, the second to final episode of This Is Us, which is, the final episode is sad, but the second to last episode is when the matriarch of the family dies. Season 6, episode 17. I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't matter. If you haven't watched it, I'm spoiling it. We all know she's dying. The season goes back in time and forward in time, so you know the fate of the characters. If you're starting at season 1, maybe not so much, but sorry. So, about 6 years ago at Westchester University, we're at graduation, and a big storm came through and blew a 500-pound speaker right across the stage. That would have killed somebody. That wouldn't have hurt too much. I'm just about done. I'm getting for the tearjerker part. Don't worry. So after a long, and I'm paraphrasing a website about the synopsis of the show that I can't give proper reference to, but after a long battle with Alzheimer's, Rebecca, the Mandy Moore character, dies, and the way her family told her goodbye was beautiful, and the person leading Rebecca through this dreamlike sequence was another deceased character from the show who died way earlier in season whatever. His name was William. At the end of the episode, after her family members, including her triplets, have said their last words to Rebecca, Rebecca asks, "The end is quite sad, isn't it?" And to this, William gives a beautiful reply to Rebecca. "The way I see it, if something makes you sad when it ends, it must have been pretty wonderful when it was happening. But if you step back and look at the whole picture, if you're brave enough to allow yourself the gift of a really wide perspective, if you do that, you'll see that the end is not sad, Rebecca. It's just the start of the next incredibly beautiful thing." I was lucky enough to find that next incredibly beautiful thing. I hope all of you will too. Thank you. I'm touched beyond words to receive this award.
That ends the awards ceremony for this evening, but before we go, we have one more quick little announcement coming from Dr. Lindsay Keenan.
You've always been my fire.
Of course, that was a tearjerker, so thanks, Neil. As Julie previously mentioned, the Community Volunteers in Medicine, CVIM, provides healthcare services to underserved populations And Neil has donated his time every single Friday, without fail or wavering. I know this because I've asked him to meet with me. He will not meet with you on Friday mornings. For the past 8 years. I disagree, you do have superpowers. We wanted to quickly present this certificate to Neil, which represents a donation that was made by Westchester University Athletic Training Club and faculty who raised and donated $500 to the Chester County Community Volunteers in Medicine in your name. Thank you.
So now that really concludes the awards for the evening. I do want to invite all of the award winners up. As we finish up, we're going to do some more photos, so please, just kind of make your way as we're ending up here so we can do photos. And great day of programming tomorrow. I hope to see all of you there. We have some amazing programming coming up. I know we have some more events this evening. And I think as we leave and we're just kind of thinking about the night, I am inspired. And I think mostly you all will feel the same. I'm honored that these individuals that received awards tonight are in the same profession that I am in. I don't feel worthy to be in that profession with these award winners. So we had some amazing people this evening. We heard their stories, and I hope we all take that and let that inspire us to also be the best athletic trainers that we can be as well. So maybe one more round of applause for all of our winners tonight. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you tomorrow.